What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and today we're going to be going over the charts. As you guys know, we don't really cover the news because I believe the news is noise. The news is just an excuse of why the market moves. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is where I think Bitcoin is headed, what areas to watch. You definitely want to stick around for the whole video. And then at the end, as always, I'm going to show you my big plan and what I'm going to be following unless it's invalidated. So let's get into it. Let's get into the chart, see what's going on. But before we do, make sure you take a second out, smash that like button, and share the video if you would. Get it out there. Let people see this. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want daily updates on what's going on in the markets, what to expect. We've been extremely accurate on this channel, unlike a lot of other channels that watch the news. Guys, if you're watching for the news, it's too late. Once the news comes out, the move's already there. I do believe it's all in the charts, and I'll prove that here in this video. So definitely stick around for the whole thing. Let's get into it. So as we've been talking about on the Dow, and there is a reason that I always cover the Dow and the DXY, because traditional markets play a big part in what's going on with crypto. Crypto depends on these markets still, as many people don't want to believe that it's still 100% dependent on traditional markets, right? It is a risky asset. It is still not used widely as people would like to say. Basically, it's just a traded asset right now. Really, that's all it is at this moment. Not saying it can't be something else, and I'll show you in the charts what happens if it does towards the end of the video. So anyways, looking here, we got bearish divergence. We got lower highs in the RSI. Bearish divergence. Lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price action. Now, we've talked about it before. It is possible that we get one more spike in the Dow to come up and retest this trend line. Although it does not have to, it is a possibility to get one more spike to retest this trend line. But right now, it's looking pretty bearish. Could today be the day that we see a big crash or a big crash begins? Definitely a possibility, but watch out for this last spike. It's still possible. Now let's go over to the weekly, and I want to show you, again, this is the Dow, and you can see the hidden bearish divergence. It is a weekly downtrend. We're getting lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. That is hidden bearish divergence. That is a continuation of the trend. The trend is down. DXY, we got a bounce right where we expected, that 200 EMA on the daily. DXY is looking pretty strong here, guys. If we do get a pullback, that might be that one last little bump. But as you can see in the past, 200 EMA is very strong. Let's look back in the 80s when the same type thing was happening. And you guys know my targets for DXY are super high. I won't go over them in this video to try to keep it short. Oh, for those of you that are not members, definitely, if you want to be a member, we go over all market stuff, all different stocks, cryptos, and everything on the members video at least once a week. I may do twice a week sometimes, but we had one yesterday. It's pretty good. We went over Google, Tesla, gold, all kinds of things. So I keep these videos short. That's why I don't put them on here, but definitely just go down and hit the join button if you want to become a member. So as you can see back here in the 80s, that 200 EMA, even though we dipped below it a few times, right? It still went parabolic. It was just huge. And I think that's what we're seeing now. And yes, we will see a big dump in the dollar, but I think that'll be at least sometime next year. But anyways, still bullish, very bullish on the DXY. If you guys are interested in trading before we get into Bitcoin, definitely check out Prime XBT. I wanted to point this out. If you go on Prime and you go up here to the contest section, as you can see, you can join these contests totally free, so you have zero risk. And if you win the contest, right, if you win these trade competitions, you get, on this one, you get 1,000 USDT. This one, you get 5,000 USDT. This one, you get 10,000 USDT. Now, if you win that, you get to use that winning. You can't withdraw it, but you can trade with it and keep all the winnings. So like I said, zero risk. Definitely check it out if you haven't. It also gets you used to trading. You can do it for no risk. You can get used to putting your entries and exits in. I do have a link down below if you guys want to check it out. And if you do end up trading on there, you can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus to use towards your margins. Savvy 25 will get you 25% off your fees. Definitely check it out. I also have a tutorial. I'll leave that at the end of the video, or you can go to my YouTube page and check it out. They do help sponsor the channel. Great exchange, in my opinion. Definitely check them out. But also remember, with everything going on, never put more than you're willing to lose on any exchange, right? So what I was talking about, it's everybody waits for the news events and things like that. It's always too late when that happens. This video, this is a clip from my video on December 2nd. As you can see, I drew this all out, right? On December 2nd. And I told you there'd be a crypto washout, get all the scams out, and that's what we're witnessing. And as you can see, I put a target down here on December 2nd at 3,500. I do believe we will see 35 to 4,500. I don't think we're going to see that till the middle or end of next year, and I'll show you why in the charts. As you can see, everybody is always talking about the weekly RSI is oversold, blah, blah, blah. Bitcoin has been around a lot longer now. You need to look at the monthly. We've been watching this. We got rejected at the monthly RSI trend line here. The monthly has a long ways. It can still go down, guys, so be careful with that. This is the weekly chart, and these were our targets. We nailed these all the way down. If you've been watching the channel, we were the only ones that were calling these targets way ahead of time, which they all hit. My next weekly target is 14.5. Now, I'll show you in the daily that I think if that breaks, what levels we'll see. But I do think it's going to play out something like this. Once we get down to 75, 8,500, it'll be probably February or March of next year. We're probably going to get a Santa rally off this 14.5 because everyone's talking about 10K, right? So I think we might get a rally off this area and get everyone super bullish again. But it probably will not get up very high. We'll probably stay down below this 17.5 area, somewhere in there. We may be not seeing above that for a long time. And then once we break this 14.5, like I said, February or March, looking for 85, 75 to 85. And then we'll probably get a big, huge rally. Everybody will think that's the bottom from sometime in February or March all the way into maybe April. And then come back down only to break that. I do believe sometime in the middle or end, maybe around September, we'll see that low, right? As you can see, well, let's talk about first, we'll go into the daily. So on the daily, if you guys have been watching, I said watch for the RSI to get here. That'll probably be our bounce area, right? Which is just a trend line on the daily here. We broke this one here, came back up, retested it, got rejected. It does look like we're headed down. Now let me stretch this out. This is what we've been watching here now, right? We did call this right here where I had this. I'll show you in the 4 hour. We called that way ahead of time where it'd be the top, and it was. If we were to have a big, huge rally, could we see the 18.3? It is a possibility. But again, I would watch these trend lines on the daily RSI. As you guys know, my weekly target is around 14.5. I'm still looking for that, right? If that breaks, we have lower targets. Let's go into the 4 hour. Now, if that breaks, these are what you're going to want to look for. Let me get this stuff out of the way now. I had the fibs on there from the last video. Let's take these out of here. All right, so we talked about this. This was where we called the 21.5, right? Once we broke here, we put this in, and what it was about November, about 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time. We nailed it. It came down, and I told you once this broke, our next target was going to be 14.5, right? So that's what we're looking at, guys. Now, let's take a look at these targets here. As you can see, I do have, if 14.5 is to break, right, then we use this, looking at this as a triangle. We take the widest point of the triangle right here. We bring it down to where it broke, and that gives us a target of about 13.5, right in that range, right? So if this 14.5 breaks, we could be seeing somewhere around the 13.5 area. Now, if we want to look at this as from this trend line break, let me explain. From this trend line break right here, we draw a line from that break to here, this being a flagpole, right? This being a bear flag, could get us down to around 11.2. But remember, a lot of people are waiting for, or now starting to scream 10,000, right? So once we break down here pretty hard, they may put some shorts in way too late, have a short squeeze, come on up, liquidate all the shorts, and then continue down. So be aware of that. Be careful. But remember, 14.5 breaks, look for 13.5. 13.5 breaks, look for back down here. Now, if we break above this 55 EMA and start opening and closing 4 hours above it, and that's around 16.8, then it's possible we go up to the 200 EMA, which would match up to the bottom of this trend line we broke here. I don't see that happening, but anything's possible, right? As you can see, all this hidden bearish divergence, higher highs in the RSI down here, lower highs in the price action is taking effect now. All right. So this is that chart from December 2nd, the .com washout. Had to wash out all the scams. Bitcoin had to wash out all the scams. I do believe we are going to see this. And remember, on this weekly trend line, once that breaks, then we get that will be our false bottom. We'll probably get about 100% rally right here. It'll be sometime February, March, rally up into April-ish, and then just continuation down to possibly September. You'll be able to see that in the weekly RSI. That's what we'll be watching for a break on, right? This also is the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart. This is Amazon in the blue. We overlay it on the Bitcoin chart. The weekly, you can see this is playing out perfectly, guys. Perfectly. So my plan in the big picture is right here, right? As you can see, this is what Amazon did here. Now in the end, it took about 10 years to break the all-time high, but after that, just extreme bullishness. So maybe all the regulation, everything will be situated here, the dollar's dying, and then it goes up in 10 years, right? But this still shows, read my labels here, 3,500 to 4,500, middle or end of 2023. That would match up with here. Now, these were all measured, guys, so this is where I get these numbers. So maybe 38 to 40, maybe even 35 to 45,000, middle or end of 2025, right? So get this rally. Everyone will get talking about the 4-year cycle, saying it's going to make a new all-time high, guys. It probably will continue a 4-year cycle because, and I don't think it's because of there's a 4-year election cycle, right? But every time it's not going to make a new all-time high. I don't believe this is going to make a new all-time high. And I do believe sometime in the middle or end of 2025, we may see 35 to 45K, then get a rejection here, come back down, kind of like we got over here. Maybe 14 to 18,000, middle or end of 2028. Get another big rally here for the 4-year cycle, right? 58 to 62,000, somewhere in there, in middle or end of 2029, and then boom, back down to possibly 22 to 26K around 2030, and then the big bull rally after that, like you've seen here on Amazon. Is it guaranteed? Nothing's guaranteed. Is this financial advice? No, it isn't. But I'm going to be playing this as you see it, unless it's invalidated, and I'll let you guys know if it's invalidated. But so far, so good. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Also, check out my links down below if you want to check out that free contest stuff on Prime XBT, or I have some VPNs down there. If you are on the internet, you should be using a VPN no matter what you're doing, just for safety reasons. So anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash the likes, leave your comments, share the video, get it out there. Appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.